Hi, before I start this video, I don't know if it's because I broke my camera lens and that's why it's so obnoxiously loud when it's focusing, but it just likes to continuously make a focusing sound. And when I focused on myself the last video, I feel like I was kind of out of focus. So I'm just gonna leave this and we're gonna have to deal with it. So yeah. Literally every video I film, I am in sweatpants. That is just the nature of winter in Canada, I guess. So hey, welcome back to my channel. I didn't know what to film this week and I got a DM a couple weeks ago where someone asked me how I edit my Instagram photos, and I thought, what a unique, original idea. Let's do a video how I show you how I edit my Instagram photos. I got my laptop here. I have my phone charging behind me because I use both of those to edit my photos. Now, normally people that do this are already like Instagram famous, whereas there's me who's irrelevant as fuck. And so I thought, why not still show you how I edit my photos, because one person asked. This is how I've been editing my photos of recent. It's pretty similar to how I've always edited my photos. I just think my photos as of recent are cuter. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you. It's not gonna be exact because obviously I don't remember every little step I did. I literally sit for like 2 hours editing like 50 photos and then decide I only like one of them. Huge waste of time, but a huge waste of time. My hair is just having a bad hair day today, guys. Really tried to do something different with my hair and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So okay, so I got my screen recorder working after 20 minutes of looking on YouTube for a solution. Let's edit some photos. I'm gonna open up Lightroom. The first photo we're gonna edit is this one. I called this one like a lifestyle kind of photo, maybe like a little bit of a travel photo, even though I was in my own city. Corey took this photo of me on top of a car parking garage when he was here visiting. I had the idea to take it. I thought it was really cute, and this is what it looked like after I edited it. So this is how we're going to edit it. I kind of, like looking at it now, I kind of wish it was a little bit brighter. But this is how I posted it on my Instagram. So we're gonna edit it like this. So first off, I always use Lightroom to edit all of my photos. I've purchased Jason Murray's presets, and now I have the But What Should I Wear, Allison's presets. I don't have JC's presets for Lightroom on my computer. I have it for my phone. To start with, I like editing on my laptop. I like having the photo big. I just like, I don't know, I just like editing on my laptop. I also use Photoshop on my laptop sometimes to edit things. Yeah, but starting off, I always use Lightroom. Photo was taken with my Canon 7D. I have a 24mm 1.4 lens. That's what I normally take my photos with. I can't really take my own iPhone photos, so that's why I use my camera with a tripod. I mean, if you guys want me to make a video on how I actually take my own photos, because I mainly take all of my own photos, let me know down below and I will definitely do that. But while Corey was here, I took full advantage of having him here, and he took this photo of me. And so yeah, we're gonna recreate it. I'm gonna keep up the other side of the photo just because I want to try to get it as close as possible. So as you can see over here in my little preset folder, these are the presets I normally use. The original photo, it's a little bit overexposed and I just really don't like how it looks. These are the presets I mainly use. Like I said, I have Allison's presets, which are very cool toned. I'm not really a fan of how cool toned they are, but I like them as a base. This neutral one I use sometimes is very warm toned, and I don't know. Presets work very strangely. If you've ever used presets, you will know they never look right at first. You have to tweak them a lot of the time. Here's the thing. I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out which filter I used on this photo because none of these look right. And I didn't know which one I used. I think I used Yosemite. So as you can see from the start, doesn't look anything the same. We're really gonna tweak this. So to start off, I'm going to probably make this photo a little more warm. Then we're going to, I'm going to kind of use my face as a focal point right now to try to fix and tweak the coloring here. I'm going to turn down the yellows a bit. I'm going to turn down my orange quite a bit, but I'm going to darken it. Now I know my reds had a lot to do with this, so we're going to turn up the red pretty high, turn down the red. Still not looking much the same, as you can see. So a good little trick that everyone talks about is using the orange luminance. It changes your skin tone. So we're going to turn that down a bit. I still don't want it that orange. I feel like it's a little too orange still. We're going to turn it a little more to the red side of it than the yellow. Okay, we're getting a little closer now. Okay, I like that a lot more. Then we can fiddle with the reds a little bit more. It's going to affect my face more. So that's a little bit closer to the final product right there off the bat. My skin tones are a lot closer. Everything like that's working a bit better. We'll zoom out. Okay, a little bit closer. I'm going to play with the highlights because I know the highlights were a lot lower. I can tell in the photo just because my whites are very muted. Turn that down. Now that's already fucking up my skin tone more, so we're going to have to play with the skin tone again. So much fun. And then I can also notice that everything again is just a little bit different. In like the wall's a little bit darker. I'm going to go back to my yellows. I'm going to turn my yellows up a little bit. Turn my yellows down a little bit. Darken up that yellow a bit. It's a little bit closer now. Turn it down a bit. Okay, we're getting a lot closer. I don't know if I played with my shadows at all. I feel like the shadows are a little bit down. Like that. Okay, that's looking a lot closer to me now. My snow still looks different. I feel like that might be the filter that I applied afterwards that fucked with that. We're gonna play with my skin second. I kind of want to play with the color of my jeans. I hate when the jeans turn like a turquoisey color, so I always turn the blues towards the more blue on the aqua. I usually turn them higher, but on this one I'm pretty sure I lowered them. Same with on the actual blue. I always move it over towards like the darker blue than the like teal aqua color. Okay. I know on this I really darkened the jeans, whereas normally I lighten them just because they already did lighten up a ton. Cool. Yeah, it's looking a lot closer to how the jeans are. I can still tell that they're a little bit too light. Even though everything is turned as far down as possible, you can still tell that it's darker. I'm not sure how the fuck I did that. Okay. That's a lot closer though. I don't know where this is coming from, and it's bothering me. Okay. That's as close as I can get it. Let's go back and fix my face now because it's very red. So we're just going to play with the reds now. I'm going to lighten it up a bit. I'm going to go back to my oranges, move them a little bit more back towards the yellow. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. We are getting there. Now the sky was a little trick that I figured out, which I was very proud of. Looking at this photo right now, this photo is okay, but it's just kind of plain to me. I wish that like the sky wasn't so overexposed, even though it was a very like gloomy day out. The way I figured out how to do that was I was screwing around with the dehaze. So if you pull the dehaze all the way up, you'll tell that the sky goes more into focus. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take our little masking brush, which is the adjustment brush. If you hit O on your keyboard, little trick, you'll be able to see where you're masking. So we're just gonna mask all of the sky. I got my head a little bit there, which is fine. To delete anything, you just hit the Alt button on your keyboard, and then if you scroll up and down on your mouse, you can make your cursor smaller or bigger. So we're just gonna go in with a smaller kind of cursor. Try to delete anything here we don't want to be highlighted. So that is mainly what we want to highlight. We're gonna hit O again just so you don't see all that pink and you can actually see what you're editing. We're gonna go into dehaze and we're gonna pull it all the way down. We're also gonna take the highlights, turn those down. We're gonna take the whites and pull those down. This isn't doing what I want. Okay, I'm a little confused how I did this now. I'm very confused. How did I do this? Very, very confused trying to figure this out right now. I don't honestly can't figure out how I did the sky. Like, I know how I did it, but like, what the hell did I do? I can't figure out how I did the sky. It's not working for me. As you can see, this is how all of my photos turned out when I edited them. And it's not turning out like that. And then I added in like the peachiness for the sky to make it more peachy. And this is how mine's turning out. I'm not really sure how I made it look like that. Honestly, I don't know if I'm using the wrong filter, but it is the same photo, strangely enough. Like, you can see my hair is like toughing out, but that's because when I changed the sky, it changed my hair. And I just can't figure out how I turned down the exposure that much in the sky. But I'm like 100% sure that I used the dehaze, because what the hell did I do? It's just not working for me anymore. So yeah. First photo editing is a fail. That is basically how I did it though. That's literally how I did it though. And then I just added in some dust. So I just spent an hour trying to figure out why the sky won't edit the same way I edited it the first time, and I still can't figure it out. So we're just gonna skip to the step where I edit. Well, once I'm done with the photo that I've edited, unlike this one that I can't figure out what the fuck I did, the way I get my photos to stay at a decent quality when I upload them to Instagram is I will take the photos, put them into Google Drive, and then download them on my phone from Google Drive. I will go to my little folder with all of my photo editing apps, and I will go to Afterlight. Afterlight's what I mainly use to edit my photos. I'll go into the photo I want, and then I will play around with the dust filters. There's tons of different dust filters. I really just use them and switch them around until there's not really much dust on my face. That's kind of how I determine if I want that dust filter or not, and just how it looks on the photo, if I'm going for more like vintagey kind of vibe with it or not. I like using 4 a lot, which is the one I used for this photo. And that's pretty much all I did for this photo, and then I uploaded it. So this is how the photo ended up turning out. I really liked it. Thought it was super cute. I like the sky in it. I wish I could recreate it. I don't know how I did it. It is frustrating me to my core right now. So let's see if we can have some more luck with the second photo. So the second photo is going to be an iPhone photo. It's this iPhone photo of Corey kissing me. Scandalous, I know. Don't normally post a lot of iPhone photos, but I wanted to take a cute photo with Corey, and he ended up kissing me in it, and I really like this photo. It's kind of blurry and out of focus and kind of has this like vintagey vibe. Turn into this photo, which I gave a much more vintage kind of old photo vibe to it. Starting off with this, I have all of these black and white filters that I think come with Lightroom, if I'm not mistaken. I just scrolled down them until I found one that I thought was good, and the one I ended up using ended up being, I really like this one, which is the soft. We're gonna go in and turn up the highlights a bit, play with the whites, play around with those. Okay, the contrast. Contrast is very soft. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We are going to export it to my phone, and then we're gonna do the edits, which really makes the big difference on this. So this time I went to my editing folder, and instead of going to Afterlight, I went to Mextures. Mextures is something that I don't use it often, but I really feel like I should. And so, okay, go to the library. We're going to use this photo. I always do the uncropped. Then we're gonna go to Grit and Grain, go through them until I see one that I really liked. I ended up using Cataract. I liked it because I had a lot of scratches in it, and it made it look like an old distressed photo. So I just took it and I turned it down a little bit just so it wasn't as intense. To about there, about 75% I'd say. And then the way I did the timestamp is another little trick. And Cam is how you add the timestamps, which is fun. So let's click on this guy. We're gonna edit it. Go to Cam, we're going to open up the photo that we want. You go to dates, you turn on the date, and then you click the little AA there until you like it. And I liked the simple black and white one. I actually played around with a couple different colors and stuff. I ended up just liking the black and white the best. And then you can also edit the date. So at the time it was February 1st, if we're gonna be exact. Can't really be that exact since I couldn't even figure out the first photo. But yeah, this is more of like a challenge than like how I edit my photos. It's like, can you re-edit the same photo the same way twice? No, clearly not. And this is the end result of my editing, which is this lovely little photo here. It has a whole bunch of distressing on it. I really liked it. I thought it was cool. It looked kind of vintagey and Tumblr. Love the vibe. And last but not least, this photo took me probably the longest to edit just because I had to do some photoshopping to it, which is why I wanted to show you it. The filter really distorted the color of the pink, and I also thought the photo was too close up. And so I'm gonna show you guys how I edit and then Photoshop photos, which is something I do quite often. Since I use a tripod to shoot my photos, and if I'm shooting my photos in a very public place like this, I ended up taking this photo outside of the Royal York Hotel. I was attempting to take a different photo and then found this doorway and took this photo instead. This is the photo I ended up taking. For this photo, I ended up using Joshua Tree for it. As you can see, if the photo is shot, let me reset it. If the photo shot very yellow, when you apply Allison's filters, it doesn't make the photo as blue. I didn't like how orange my hair is, so we're gonna go down to the oranges, turn the oranges down a little bit, darken them a bit, turn them a little more red. Cool, okay. Still gonna turn it down a bit. Okay, I like that a lot better. This photo doesn't really require that much editing just because it's more so going to be in Photoshop. You can see when I applied the filter, it literally sucked the color out of the shirt. So now the shirt is looking very dull and very white. I wanted the shirt to be more original to how it was, originally. As you can see here, it's a very pink shirt. I usually always, if there's no jeans in the photo, turn my blues all the way down just because I don't like when there's blues in the background. So we're turning those down so that it's not as blue. Probably going to turn the yellows all the way down too, just so the background's not as yellow either. I want it to be very neutral. And then we're going to play with the reds for a second just to make my lips a little more red. It also brings some more color to my face. I think I more so turned them down and then just darken them a bit more. Yeah, that's a bit better. Shadows up a bit. Okay, that's pretty accurate to what I did. I might turn the oranges down a little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna export this photo now, and we're gonna go over to Photoshop. Most of this photo's appeal comes from Photoshop and then the filters I apply afterwards. It's very kind of plain to start with. I call this photo an outfit photo. This is how I fix issues like filters ruining the color. I'm going to go to my little quick selection tool and highlight the shirt. It could be a little tedious. Once you have everything highlighted that you want to change, you're gonna go to image, you're gonna go to adjustments, and then you're gonna go to hue and saturation. This is also how if you want to change like the color of a wall or something, you can do the same thing. So first I'm going to turn up the saturation to about, I'd say 35. And we're going to go to the hue bar. And I'm going to move the hue to the correct pink that I want. I'm going to say about there is good, about -34. And then play around with how pink I want it. I can make it neon pink. I can make it gray, I guess you call that, white, but no, I want it to be a really nice vibrant pink. I'm gonna say about 43. Hit OK, and then right click, deselect, and there you go. The shirt is now pink. The thing is, I don't like how cropped the photo is. The way to change this is to go to image, you know, canvas size. I'm gonna go to the inches, and I'm just gonna put it up about 5 inches. I'd say, so we're gonna do about 20 and then we're gonna do about 27. Dope. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. I usually just highlight the entire photo just because I find that easier. It's faster. And then right click and select inverse so that it's highlighting the white sides. I found it's better if you don't have a background. You're gonna go to edit, you're gonna go to fill, and then make sure it's on content aware. so that it's going to use the information from the photo and expand your photo, essentially. So we're just gonna wait for that to do its magic and deselect it all. And as you can see, it didn't properly do it. So there's like these little white lines. That's what I was saying about like not having a background. It won't do that, but it's fine. So then all I do for that, if you have this issue, is I go to the stamp tool, I highlight near it, and then I just go through and fix anything that's wrong with the photo. And that's a pretty easy way to do that. Then we're just gonna crop the bottom out because I didn't like that. Something like that. So we're gonna go over to my phone. So back to my editing tools. We're gonna go to Facetune this time. Ooh, I'm using Facetune. I didn't like the way from this angle that my stomach looked, so we're going to refine that a little bit to make the photo look a little better, and make myself look a little better, make the clothes look a little better. As you can see, the before and after, just little slight adjustments to crop things in, especially from this angle. It's not a very flattering angle for the body. Normally you shoot kind of a downward angle, it slims you. Usually from the bottom up is not a very good angle. So I fixed it. Crucify me in the comments. I photoshopped. Oh, Corey keeps messaging me. I love you too, baby. But yeah, I did that. Okay, let me export this photo now. We're gonna go over to Mextures again. I decided to play around with Mextures again for this photo. We're gonna open it. We're going to go to the light leaks. Now with this one, I really played around with different light leaks. I ended up using Circle Perk. I liked the way it kind of gave a glow to the photo. Added another layer of light leaks, and I used this kind of cotton candy one a bit. So I added some very basic grain to it. Something that I really do before I post my Instagram photos is I open up Instagram and I go into the Instagram's editing system, and I usually always turn up my contrast way higher. As you can see, it's just very dull, the photo, and then I turn up the contrast and it looks better. Usually I'll turn the shadows down a little bit too, so the photo has more depth to it. Also open up Instagram on my laptop because I like viewing my feed from my laptop, and then I'll end up going to next. I'll literally post it on my feed really quick. I'll refresh my computer and then delete it, and I will see how I like it on my actual feed. As you can see, I made this one a little bit more yellow than the one I ended up posting, but it's pretty similar to the one I ended up posting. That's how I figure out if I like the photo or not and if it's worth posting. This is how I edit my Instagram photos. Was this video a huge fail? 100%. But I tried. This was more so a challenge for me than it really was how I edit my Instagram photos, because I could not recreate that photo and it made me super sad, but I tried, you know. So I hope you guys like this video. If you have any other questions or want to follow me on Instagram, definitely click the link down below. It's at Kate Malone. If you want to see how I actually take my Instagram photos, let me know down below, and maybe I will do a video totally dedicated to that. I'm gonna get back to being all cozy in my sweats and editing this video, because it's gonna take me a long time because I sat here for like an hour trying to figure out how I did the sky in that photo. Editing Kaitlyn is going to hate me because I just spent way too long trying to figure out how I originally edited these photos. So I'm sorry to myself in advance. I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like this video for more content. And I'm gonna have to figure out what to post next week because I have no clue. I just don't know what to post. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.